Do one thing every day that scares you. Eleanor Roosevelt. What you do makes a difference, and you have to decide what kind of difference you want to make. Jane Goodall. It's hard to beat a person who never gives up. Babe Ruth. Attention is the rarest and purest form of generosity. Simone Weil, philosopher. I don't like to gamble, but if there's one thing I'm willing to bet on, it's myself. Beyoncé. People can do whatever they want if they just set their heart to it, and just never give up, and just go out there and do it. Bethany Hamilton, surfer. A bird doesn't sing because it has an answer, it sings because it has a song. Maya Angelou. It doesn't matter who you are, where you come from. The ability to triumph begins with you. Always. Oprah Winfrey. I can't think of any better representation of beauty than someone who is unafraid to be herself. Emma Stone. I have missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I have lost almost 300 games. On 26 occasions I have been entrusted to take the game-winning shot. And I missed. I have failed over and over and over again in my life. And that's precisely why I succeed. Michael Jordan. If you don't know the guy on the other side of the world, love him anyway because he's just like you. He has the same dreams, the same hopes and fears. It's one world, pal. We're all neighbors. Frank Sinatra. Hardships often prepare ordinary people for an extraordinary destiny. C.S. Lewis. The invariable mark of wisdom is to see the miraculous in the common. Ralph Waldo Emerson. Nothing is impossible. The word itself says, I'm possible. Audrey Hepburn. There is only one thing stronger than all the armies of the world, and that is an idea whose time has come. Victor Hugo, poet and novelist. I've learned it's important not to limit yourself. You can do whatever you really love to do, no matter what it is. Ryan Gosling. No one will take care of you if you don't take care of yourself. Alicia Keys. Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Steve Jobs. What's money? A man is a success if he gets up in the morning and goes to bed at night and in between does what he wants to do. Bob Dylan. I have been impressed with the urgency of doing. Knowing is not enough. We must apply. Being willing is not enough. We must do. Leonardo da Vinci. As soon as you stop wanting something, you get it. Andy Warhol. Some people feel the rain, others just get wet. Bob Marley. Greatness is not this wonderful, esoteric, elusive, godlike feature that only the special among us will ever taste. It's something that truly exists in all of us. It's very simple. This is what I believe, and I'm willing to die for it. Will Smith. There is no passion to be found playing small in settling for a life that is less than the one you are capable of living. Nelson Mandela. Perseverance is failing 19 times and succeeding the 20th. Dame Julie N. Roos. If you don't ask, you don't get. Stevie Wonder. Promise me you will not spend so much time treading water and trying to keep your head above the waves that you forget, truly forget, how much you have always loved to swim. Tyler Gregson, author. You can't put a limit on anything. The more you dream, the farther you get. Michael Phelps. Learning how to be still, to really be still and let life happen, that stillness becomes a radiance. Morgan Freeman. I think as humans, no one remembers their successes. Everyone just remembers their failures. Mindy Kaling. Strength does not come from winning. Your struggles develop your strengths. When you go through hardships and decide not to surrender, that is strength. Arnold Schwarzenegger. The world breaks everyone, and afterward, some are strong at the broken places. Ernest Hemingway. There are better starters than me, but I'm a strong finisher. Usain Bolt. I'm a great believer in luck. The harder I work, the more I have of it. Thomas Jefferson. Stay strong, stand up, have a voice. Sean Johnson, Olympian. We are all in the gutter, but some of us are looking at the stars. Oscar Wilde. Happiness is not something ready-made. It comes from your own action. The Dalai Lama. The best way to predict the future is to create it. Abraham Lincoln. The world is more malleable than you think, and it's waiting for you to hammer it into shape. Bono. Try again. Fail better. Samuel Beckett. Attitude is a little thing that makes a big difference. Winston Churchill. You can learn something new every day if you have a really positive attitude. Katie Couric. As human beings, we have unlimited potential and imagination. The worst thing you can do is be a conformist and buy into conformity. It's the worst possible thing. It's better to be outrageous. It's better to hang out with the sages, the people open to possibilities, even the psychotics. You never know where you'll find the geniuses of our society. Deepak Chopra. Questions are often looked upon as questions of doubt, but I don't see it that way at all. I question things to stay present, to make sure I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Joseph Gordon-Levitt. The most important thing for actors, and not just actors, but everybody, is to feel loose enough to create what you want to create, and be free to try anything, to have choices. Robert De Niro. We are all different. That's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. And while it may not be easy to get past the things you don't always understand, I want to prove that it is absolutely possible if we only do it together. Caitlyn Jenner. Like Elle Woods, I do not like to be underestimated. Reese Witherspoon. I'm not 20-something. I'm not trying to find myself. I know exactly who I am and exactly what I want. Taraji P. Henson, actress and author. I just have a way of breaking the rules even when I don't intend to. You have to let people be who they are. You have to believe that that's going to be the best version of them. Rihanna. Making bad decisions doesn't make you a bad person. It is how you learn to make better choices. Drew Barrymore. It's never too late to start over. Never too late to be happy. Jane Fonda. If there is any message to my work, it is ultimately that it's okay to be different, that it's good to be different, that we should question ourselves before we pass judgment on someone who looks different, behaves differently, talks differently, is a different color. Johnny Depp. You pray for rain. You gotta deal with the mud, too. That's a part of it. I'd be more frightened by not using whatever abilities I'd been given. I'd be more frightened by procrastination and laziness. Denzel Washington. Life's tough, but it's tougher when you're stupid. John Wayne. Champions keep playing until they get it right. Billie Jean King. The whole secret of a successful life is to find out what is one's destiny to do, and then do it. Henry Ford. Don't be afraid to give up the good to go for the great. John D. Rockefeller. As we look ahead into the next century, leaders will be those who empower others. Bill Gates. The successful warrior is the average man with laser-like focus. Bruce Lee. You measure the size of the accomplishment by the obstacles you had to overcome to reach your goals. Booker T. Washington. Nothing to me feels as good as laughing incredibly hard. Steve Carell. It does not matter how slowly you go, so long as you do not stop. Confucius. 20 years from now, you will be more disappointed by the things that you didn't do than by the ones you did do. So throw off the bowlines, sail away from safe harbor, and catch the trade winds in your sails. Explore, dream, discover. Mark Twain. When I was 5 years old, my mother always told me that happiness was the key to life. When I went to school, they asked me what I wanted to be when I grew up. I wrote down happy. They told me I didn't understand the assignment, and I told them they didn't understand life. John Lennon. You can never cross the ocean unless you have the courage to lose sight of the shore. Christopher Columbus. The most difficult thing is the decision to act. The rest is merely tenacity. Amelia Earhart. 80% of success is showing up. Woody Allen. We must believe that we are gifted for something and that this thing, at whatever cost, must be attained. Marie Curie. The battles that count aren't the ones for gold medals. The struggles within yourself, the invisible battles inside all of us, that's where it's at. Jesse Owens. I never dreamed about success. I worked for it. Estee Lauder. Don't think about your errors or failures. Otherwise, you'll never do a thing. Bill Murray. Why do we all say we prefer honesty but rarely give that courtesy to others? Aziz Ansari. Whatever the problem, be part of the solution. Don't just sit around raising questions and pointing out obstacles. Tina Fey. Every human life is worth the same and worth saving. J.K. Rowling. Get busy living or get busy dying. Stephen King. Most people are nice when you finally see them. Harper Lee. I refuse to accept other people's ideas of happiness for me, as if there's a one-size-fits-all standard for happiness. Kanye West. Only those who will risk going too far can possibly find out how far one can go. T.S. Eliot. When you take risks, you learn that there will be times when you succeed, and there will be times when you fail. And both are equally important. Ellen DeGeneres. The main thing in life is that you get what you put in. Adele. You just work on stuff that you like and you're passionate about. You don't have to have a master plan with how things will play out. Mark Zuckerberg. Always deliver more than expected, Larry Page. It doesn't matter how many times you fail. It doesn't matter how many times you almost get it right. No one is going to know or care about your failures, and neither should you. All you have to do is learn from them and those around you, because all that matters in business is that you get it right once. Then everyone can tell you how lucky you are. Mark Cuban. I'm not afraid of dying. I'm afraid of not trying. Jay-Z. Success is most often achieved by those who don't know that failure is inevitable. Coco Chanel. Someone is sitting in the shade today because someone planted a tree a long time ago. Warren Buffett. Once you choose hope, anything's possible. Christopher Reeve. One of the greatest diseases is to be nobody to anybody. Mother Teresa. Life is short, and it is here to be lived. Kate Winslet. Change will not come if we wait for some other person or some other time. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the change that we seek. Barack Obama. Our greatest fear should not be of failure, but of succeeding at things in life that don't really matter. Francis Chan, pastor. I believe every human has a finite number of heartbeats. I don't intend to waste any of mine. Neil Armstrong. If you can do what you do best and be happy, you are further along in life than most people. Leonardo DiCaprio. If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. Malcolm X. Always remember, you have within you the strength, the patience, and the passion to reach for the stars to change the world. Harriet Tubman. Success isn't about how much money you make. It's about the difference you make in people's lives. Michelle Obama. It is not the strongest of the species that survive, nor the most intelligent, but the one most responsive to change. Charles Darwin. Try to keep your mind open to possibilities and your mouth closed on matters that you don't know about. Limit your always and nevers. Amy Poehler. Family is the most important thing in the world. Princess Diana. The way to get started is to quit talking and begin doing. Walt Disney.